To both of you, the mayor talked about her recent successes in city council, the perception of fear over crime in the city, and her controversial decision to encrypt emergency radio transmissions, blocking real-time access to the public. But the first thing you'll notice is what we were wearing. A reminder that we're at the end of 2022, but not at the end of the pandemic. Mayor Lightfoot, why don't we begin? I think people might think it's odd that we're both wearing masks. Tell us why we're back to wearing masks.
I'm wearing a mask because I'm just coming out of COVID and following the CDC guidelines. This is day 6 for me, but I will wear a mask full-time for the full 10 days. And then I'm going to wear a mask in public settings because we're starting to see, as people come inside, as the weather gets cold, an uptick in cases of COVID.
Health Department statistics show that Chicago could enter the high-risk category as early as this week, which Mayor Lori Lightfoot says would not bring a mask mandate, but would result in new guidance from health officials. So I know today you talked about potentially an advisory.
We are expecting that we will move into the high category based upon the CDC guidelines. When that happens, we will issue a mask advisory. And what that means is we're encouraging people to wear a mask inside in public setting.
In a year-end interview in the mayor's office at City Hall, Lightfoot said public safety is her top priority, and she knows it's top of mind for Chicago residents.
There are parts of our city that are feeling the touch of violence for the first time. And we are working hard in those areas as well.
Do you get a sense that people are not feeling safe?
Look, people are not feeling safe, and perception becomes a reality.
But in key areas, police statistics are showing progress. Homicides are down by about 15%, and overall shootings are down by about 20% from this time last year. Do we have a good idea of why the numbers are going down? In other words, going in the right direction?
We really follow the data. We're working directly with neighbors in those communities and saying to them, what will it take for your block, for your street, for your neighborhood to be safe? And then we flood those areas with city resources, and we've seen remarkable overall progress in those places.
Putting on the citywide criminal trespass progress.
The mayor also defended her controversial decision to encrypt police radio transmissions, a move that would block the public from listening live and would delay media access by 30 minutes. What evidence is there that criminals are using police radio transmissions, gleaning evidence or details or information that would kind of put them ahead of the police?
I saw it with my own eyes. I made a determination that for the safety of our city, for the safety of our first responders, we had to have encrypted transmissions. A slight little delay is all we're talking about. But again, I'm happy to continue those discussions. But the first and foremost, they have to include officer safety and public safety.
The FOP opposes it. Chuy Garcia issued a statement saying, hiding police scanner transmissions is only going to make us less safe and prevent the news media from doing their job. This is short-sighted, dangerous, and an effort to once again avoid accountability. We need a mayor who will tackle crime, not try to hide crime from us.
Well, spoken like somebody who doesn't know anything about public safety, and spoken like somebody who has embraced defunding the police. So it's rich that somebody who has wrapped their arms around the defunding the police movement is now criticizing a former federal prosecutor on public safety. I don't need a lesson from a guy like that.
In a year that has seen major businesses, Boeing and Citadel, move their headquarters out of the city, the mayor is also pointing to economic wins on the approval for the casino and the L's Red Line extension to the far south side. Both projects have eluded mayors for decades. You have been criticized for being adversarial or combative. And I think you probably won't hear this from a lot of white men, but I think that criticism only serves to kind of advance these tropes of angry women or women who are unfit emotionally to be leaders. What do you think of when you hear that constant criticism that you're too angry or too combative for this job?
Well, they are tropes, and I think every woman and every person of color that hears that knows exactly what that means and what it comes from. And then the next piece of it is, and because of that, she can't collaborate and get things done. Well, all you got to do is just look at the body of record. Never lost a fight in city council, closed record budget deficits 2 years in a row, and gotten these big historic wins on behalf of residents of the city. You cannot do that unless you know how to navigate the rocky shoals of politics in the city, and you know how to build the coalition to get things done.
And the mayor said she would put her record up against anyone who wants to take the job. And right now there are 8 candidates running to unseat her. The mayoral election is at the end of February, just about 2 months away. Back to you.
Interesting interview. Thank you, Mike.